on radio, on YouTube, and on your smartphone. This is TTUTA Speaks. We invite all listeners to tune into I-95.5 every Thursday morning at approximately 7:25 for TTUTA Speaks, a program which highlights local, regional, and international issues affecting the education sector.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TTUTA Speaks and happy Emancipation Day. I'm your presenter, Barry Joel Desaine. Emancipation is the subject of today's segment. Since the dawn of time in different parts of the world, people have forced their fellow humans into slavery. In the Caribbean, it began in the early 1500s when the indigenous tribes were forced by the Spanish to work their plantations. The violence of conquest and European diseases led to the death of many of these indigenous peoples, resulting in a shortage of labor. Subsequently, in August 1518, King Charles V of Spain granted a charter to allow the transportation of 4,000 slaves from Africa to the Spanish colonies. Thus began the Atlantic slave trade, which over 3 centuries saw the brutal uprooting and displacement of over 10 million Africans. Emancipation Day is a very special national holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. It commemorates the end of slavery in the British colonies. Today marks exactly 190 years since the governor, Sir George Fitzgerald Hill, read the Declaration of Emancipation outside the Treasury building in 1834. Here are 4 interesting facts about emancipation that are noteworthy. Number 1. Before the Declaration of Emancipation, there were already 2 groups of freed slaves in Trinidad. The first group was the Muslim slaves from Africa who had served as soldiers in the West India Regiment between 1793 and 1815. For their services, these were granted freedom and awarded land in Cumuto, Valencia, and Manzanilla. The second group was the Americans. They were former slaves of the American South who had fought with the British Army in 1812 against the former colonies. They were also granted freedom and awarded land in the Princestown and Moruga areas. So there were already 2 groups of free slaves in Trinidad before the Declaration of Emancipation. Fact number 2. The British colonies achieved emancipation before the United States. Britain abolished the slave trade in 1808, declared emancipation in 1834, and after a 4-year apprenticeship period, freed all slaves in 1838, long before the U.S. emancipation of 1865. So slaves were freed in the Caribbean at least 30 years before they were freed in the United States. Fact number 3. The first proposal to commemorate the emancipation of the slaves as a public holiday was actually made in 1887 by Zumbo Lazer. Lazer was a lawyer and a social activist with a distinguished military career. Fact number 4. Trinidad and Tobago was the first country in the world to declare Emancipation Day a national holiday. Almost a century after it was proposed by Lazer, Emancipation Day was made a public holiday on the 1st of August, 1985. In closing, on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, it is my pleasure to convey heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to the Afro-Trinidadian community. We look forward in great anticipation and with gratitude to the continued significant and admirable contributions of our African brothers and sisters to the national community. Happy Emancipation Day, and may God bless our nation.
You have been listening to TTUTA Speaks. To contact us, please dial 610-3850. That's 610-3850. Or you may email our president at president@tuta.org. That's president@ttuta.org. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where recordings of interviews, events, and other materials are uploaded regularly. Like us by giving a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and subscribe.